Welcome to the Lift and Lead podcast. I'm your host, Judd Parker. One of the things that Barnhart is known for is caring for our employees. Caring for their life, their family, their work-life balance. These are very crucial things, and we've got the person that leads up that department with us today, Anna Wilcox. Anna, thanks for being on the podcast today.
Judd, thanks for having me. I'm thrilled to be here.
So I have to say, when you did the summit, which was back in August, it was phenomenal. Like the number one session that we had was your session on Barnhart Cares. And I thought how cool it would be to have you come on and not just speak to the participants of the summit, but have an audience with all of Barnhart, and for that matter, the rest of the United States and the world. Here right now that we're on Apple and Spotify, we have a chance to communicate what Barnhart gets to do for the world.
Awesome.
In a little bit. I know too, Barnhart as a company has always been known for our seventh core value, profit with a purpose.
Yeah.
But there's a whole nother element to that in Barnhart Cares that you're responsible for. So give us a little background about number one, what Barnhart Cares is.
Yeah.
And then maybe some of the programs that and we're going to dig into all those, right? But I want to know what you think. So
yeah,
tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Barnhart Cares started in 2018, and the intention behind it was there's always been a deep level of care for our employees, not to just say that they care, but to really, really care for our employees as whole people. And there was a need to kind of formalize it. And so our team came together and formally founded Barnhart Cares. And so Cares serves as kind of an outreach or a sidearm of Grove, which is our charitable funding arm, right. Barnhart. And the desire behind Cares is to care for our employees and care for the communities that we work and live in every day.
Well, it's interesting because when I first came on at Barnhart, the profit with a purpose was a global mission. And what you're saying is 2018, we kind of brought it back to grassroots kind of thing. So not only the global outreach side, but how do we take care of our folks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a work-life balance. Everyone wants to talk about work-life balance now, which is super important. I think a lot of us old guard guys may have missed some of that growing up. So there's a balance now that your team helps provide.
Yeah, that's the hope, right? Is that we can see our employees, the people that we work next to every day, or the people that we care for out in the field every day, as whole people, right? They have whole lives, they have families, they have people that we want to invest in. And so how do we do that well? And on the flip side of that, how do we want to care for the communities that they work in and live in? And they know their communities best. So it's best to come alongside of our employees and partner with them. It's funny too, a lot of, similar-minded companies that I get the chance to meet with and talk to all the time kind of joke with us and say we kind of did this in the reverse order. Normally companies start domestically and then they kind of go out to international, and then we did it in the reverse, which provides us a lot of opportunity to grow and to see all the ways that we can do this best practice and all that jazz, which is what I'm here to do. So
all that jazz. So I know that there are several different programs. I mean, I know everything from financial peace universities that guys can go to. There are opportunities for husbands and wives to go on vacations or some opportunities to get together and away from Barnhart.
Yeah.
And I'm going to kill myself. What's the name of the platform that the
Contribute?
Contribute, which I give to every time it pops up, and it automatically prompts you how to do it. I forgot Contribute.
It's okay.
But it's the thing. So what else? Again, talk through some of the programs that you guys are involved with.
Yeah. So we kind of split them up into 4 different categories for employee care. So there's marriage/relationships. And so that includes everything from those Weekend to Remember retreat weekends.
Weekend to Remember.
Where we provide a weekend for employees. We actually cover that Friday work day as well to make sure that employees can travel, get to where they need to go with their significant other or spouse. We do things like crisis marriage care too. If there's a situation where someone might need a little bit of a deeper opportunity to connect, we have Help Restore It for something like that. Or if you're looking to get married, if you're excited to get married, but are not married yet, we have something called Ready to Wed, which is...
How did y'all come up with all these things? I mean, where did you get... I'm sorry.
No,
I've just got to ask.
It's crazy.
Rattling these off, and it's just my gosh, how... I mean, Did you come up with these?
I did not come up with these. No, I've been at Barnhart for a little over a year now. So
we're going to talk about your background too. Don't worry. I'm going to get into that.
Great.
I heard something about some TV
Oh,
opportunities
no.
here, so we're going to hear about that.
So no, I didn't come up with them. I think they came out of a genuine desire to look at the phase of an employee's life, right? Or not even an employee, just a person, right?
Right.
Someone is a person. They, want to get married. They get married. They have kids, and then they transition to a career season. And then what happens after that? How can we care for every phase and season of life? And so I think it really started with the team who have done this for the past few years, right? And so that includes the PRC portion of the Grove, Hannah, many people who pour into this, Alan.
Hannah Knight.
Yes, Hannah Knight. And so anyway, so many people have kind of cultivated this list of opportunities. And then we're still looking to see, hey, are there other areas that we can address needs that we're not currently addressing? Do we need to pair something off? How can we best serve our employees? So we're always looking to expand it if we need to as well.
So that's the relational side. What are the other sides?
Yeah. So like you mentioned, we have the financial education or literacy. We do Financial Peace University through Dave Ramsey. We recently have a partnership with a different company called Crown Financial. Very similar work. They do budget coaching. They'll help you build a budget. They have all these different types of courses. And then we also have a personal budget coach named Mark Loden, and he's been a partner with Barnhart for forever.
Right.
So, and then additionally to all of those, we have kind of a collect all category, miscellaneous, that we call CARES resources. And that includes everything from, if you want a particular book that to grow over CARES, they'll provide that for you. But also things like our scholarship program is through that. I don't have favorites, but it's one of the coolest programs.
You have to have favorites.
I don't have
certain
favorites.
Things have got to appeal to you more than others.
It
right?
is.
I get what you're saying.
It's so interesting that a company would say, "Hey, we know you got kids. They're going to college or trade school. We would love to give them a scholarship."
That's right. I've taken advantage of that.
All of this, this information. It's so neat. It's rare. So it's really cool. So anyway, that's our scholarship program, our counseling program, where we provide up to 10 sessions for counseling for our employees and their family members, whoever might need that.
I've taken advantage of that.
Yeah. So
it really does help.
Resources. It does. It really does.
Everybody needs a chance to break away and talk to somebody that has no other impact in your life.
Yes.
Other than, here's a bunch of junk that I want to unload. I need somebody to listen to that, right?
Yes.
And it's not my wife. It's not my kids.
Yes.
It's not my minister.
Yep.
It's not a friend. It's just somebody that can just go, wow, that's a really interesting perspective. And you probably need to improve here, here, and here.
Yes.
It's cool.
Yes.
And it's free. It was
totally free.
Yes.
We have something called Right Now Media, which is what we call family-friendly Netflix or YouTube. I mean, it has everything from professional development to it has VeggieTales. If your kids love VeggieTales, it's a little bit of a throwback. I don't know that they watch.
Located? How do you get to that?
Yeah, so it's on all of our CARES programs and benefits are listed on a few different places. Boom Up is one of them. Loadline is one of them. We have a new website coming. It looks gorgeous.
I love that.
So it'll be listed on there, but Right Now Media is super easy to access. All you have to do is text a particular code. I'm happy to provide that for you. It's listed in a bunch of different areas as well. So that's kind of that collection of resources. We do things for families. So JH Outback, while they also have marriage retreat weekends, they have family child weekends. So it's an opportunity for a parent to just reconnect with their child. It could be any combination, right? Father's daughter, father's son, mother daughter, anything like that. I've heard wonderful things about that program. And this is the one I kind of make the joke for the husband wife one. I know some of those camps saying things called luxury yurts. I'm not quite sure what that. I think it's like a fancy tent, like a canvas tent, maybe.
Not the Parkers.
But some of them also have cabins, so you don't just have to stay in a tent.
No, we're not gonna stay in a tent.
But yeah, lots of different opportunities to connect, not only with your family, but also your branch, right? That's the additional goal behind CARES, is to connect with your branch.
Does it have to go through a branch, or can it go straight to you?
Either one, but your branch should have a CARES team.
Yes.
And a CARES team is a group of individuals that have basically volunteered to say, hey, I'm interested in this.
Right.
I believe in this, and
Right.
I want to help support my branch. And so they will be able to help you facilitate any questions. And if they don't know the answers, they can come to me.
Here's the question I do want to ask you. People's lives are messy, and yet you're right in the middle of the trenches. How did you get into this?
I count it as a huge honor. I don't know that I ever would have anticipated being in a position like this. I came from a nonprofit background, so I didn't do this particular role before. I came in from a development role at a local nonprofit here in Memphis. So I did development, information, data, communications, nonprofit, you fill many hats.
Stuff.
And so
Yes, right.
I learned so much through that process. So anyway, that's kind of my background. Wrote a bunch, learned a lot about,
Wrote a bunch.
wrote a bunch of grants and, my writing, research, all that kind of stuff.
No book author.
No. Oh, no.
Okay.
No. Yeah. And so that was kind of my background. And then I randomly met Chet Moranto, who is here at our Memphis branch at a breakfast at a church last year. And he started telling me about Barnhart and Barnhart Cares, and not even the position, just, what Barnhart does. And
it's hard to believe you've only been here a year. It seems like you've been here for so long.
Yeah, I've been here a little over a year. It was a year in July.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry again, I keep interrupting you. It's
No, that's
story.
fine. And so anyway, I just got curious. My husband works in the construction world, so he knew of Barnhart, not deeply about it. So I just got curious, looked on Barnhart's website, and lo and behold, this position was posted.
Wow.
So applied, and that's how I'm here.
That's neat.
It was really cool.
So tell me about the TV thing. You did live TV before in your life, I understand. It's like news segments.
No.
What is NCC? Go ahead.
Yes. So NCC, Neighborhood Christian Centers, was the local nonprofit that I worked for here in Memphis.
Is that Effie Johnson?
It is Effie Johnson. I love her dearly. I love so many people there at NCC. So anyway, NCC, local nonprofits. Effie used to be on news.
Is that the nonprofit you worked for?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. On top of, did some other random things for other ones. But yeah, the news would come out and do a segment on some programming that we would do, or we would go into the studio and do something random. And I did not know at all how to do any of that, and learned on the fly. So much like my favorite way to learn. So
yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, obviously. And again, the way you communicate this is so effective. We had a lot of great presentations, including the Echelon Front guys at the summit. But again, the thing that connected with so many, like the number one feedback thing we got was, Anna killed it on the cares part. So maybe all that news for Neighborhood Christian Center paid off for you.
Maybe it did.
It really does help, because the big key to cares is getting the information out to the people to know how to use it. I mean, it's great to have all these programs and things, but if you don't know how to access them, they're really not any good for you.
Totally.
So you said each branch has a cares team.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that. How does that work? Obviously, there are people there, but well, let's just go down to the nitty gritty. I told you one of the things I wanted to talk about was, how does the field get more involved?
Yeah.
Administrative side, we're always around it. It seems like inundated with it.
Yeah.
Maybe the wrong word, but a word like that where we're surrounded by it, maybe a better word.
Yeah.
The field guys are gone.
Absolutely.
So how do we get to them?
Yeah, I think, like you said, administrative, we're around it a lot. We hear it a lot. How do we push it out outside of not only service center, but our branches and, the actual branch office? So we have a few different strategies that we're working through on how to directly get field engagement. It's really important to us to make sure not only field guys know about it, but can access it and use it. One of those things is just easier access. Part of that is the website that we're going to have.
Good.
It'll be an open link website available to all. You don't have to be on our network to find it or use it. Additionally, we're actually looking at some more maybe app-based engagement. That could come in the form of a donation platform similar to the one that we have, but it would be on a Barnhart device, easy to access, easy to find your login, everything like that. Additionally, there's going to be some up-and-coming training materials and just a little bit more support for our cares teams, because they're the ones really doing the hard work. They're within the branch, within their office. They know on a day-to-day basis what their guys need, both professionally, but also personally.
Sure.
So those are just a few ways we're hoping to address it over the next few months.
One of the things we talked about at the summit was, since it was field leading, we had our field leaders at the summit this year.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times those guys are they're construction workers, right? They're going to be hardcore guys. They're not going to open up about their feelings. And really one of their workmates may really know, like, hey, man, Anna, you're not acting right, or you're not. Same thing we do in a JHA, by the way, right? We have a JHA so that we talk to the team so we can identify who's engaged, who's not.
Right.
And some of that may be personal life, divorce, kids disruption, financial disruption. And so, yeah, I mean, if somebody feels like one of my teammates is struggling, can they use those same platforms and say, hey, or send an email to that open website and saying,
Yes.
"Man, one of my good dudes, I'm not," and it may be nothing, but I really feel like somebody needs to lean in with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, there will be an option to a contact form basically on that website. Additionally, there's a cares at Barnhart Crane email address. So if you ever want to just send a general email asking questions or kind of voicing a concern, you're welcome to do that as well.
Yeah, we were talking about on the last podcast with Kevin and Mallory. Like, we need a suggestion box, like you get in a restaurant, right? Where I don't like this, stick it in the box, or I love this, stick it in the box, and somebody reads through those.
Yeah.
And because that's important. Again, a lot of people won't give you true feedback, but they would write something down anonymously and send it to you and say, this was really good, or this was really bad. I think the feedback you guys get, because I've heard the same thing, like those weekend to remembers, or like to die for, go, I'm not going to stay in a hut. I got it. But the rest of it is really cool. And, and it's enticing because a guy like me, and I'm maybe indicative of a lot of our team, I do enough things with my wife and family that do I want another thing?
Right.
But that other thing might be exactly what I need.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you hear guys like me say that, like I said, I did the counseling thing. I mean, I went through the sessions, and it was super important for my life at the time in the period when my mother was passing away and dying. I needed an outlet. And if it wasn't for that, I mean, there were some really dark days. It was really, really tough. Anyway,
Absolutely.
so that's important that they know how to get a hold of you.
Yes.
They understand what we're doing.
Yes.
Do you travel around and talk to the guys?
I do. I've traveled to quite a few fun places. I most recently went and visited the Albuquerque team and the El Paso team. Done that for many branches. Go sit with the CARES team, talk through kind of some upcoming strategies that they want to work through or apply to their own branch. And that's the cool thing about CARES too, is we know branches operate individually from each other. We're all on one team.
Oh yeah.
But,
Very diverse.
every branch has a different culture, different concept for how they want things done. It's important that you're able to apply CARES within that context of that branch. I've had the great opportunity to sit with many teams, address new teams, meet new people, kind of do the whole spiel in front of a whole branch. So yeah, I've gotten the chance to meet a lot of great people.
How do they do? Do they just say, "Hey, Anna, please come visit us," and
Yeah.
you just put it in
I've
the
done
queue?
that, or we have a CARES scorecard that we assess quarterly. And so there's something that sometimes I'll look at something and I'll give somebody a call and say, "Hey, is this something you want me to come in and speak about?" Or I'll get an email
Where
saying,
you see a low score and you think they should be doing better, or you see a place you could impact.
yes, absolutely. Or, if there's something like, "Hey, this is a newer branch. How do we engage a team here? How do we set them up well to succeed?"
That's huge. I do know, not just on the care side, but one of the things we always talk about is the old guard branches are, I mean, we're kind of set in our cultural ways, right? It's Barnhart culture. When we add new team players, it's sometimes hard to convey what culture's like until you're actually embedded with them or spending time with them.
Yeah.
Because that's the best way to learn who we are. We're a very different company. I mean, again, most companies don't offer that at all, much less a lot of the other cultural things that we do. If you were going to ask or have one statement for the folks listening to this podcast to encourage them in being involved in Barnhart Cares, what would your petition be to them? How would you go about that? What would you say?
Wow. I think part of my petition would be your opportunity to impact your local community is right there at your fingertips. One, through community grants or our online donation platform, but also within your branch. You have the opportunity to reach over and care for your neighbor, care for your coworker by knowing about these programs and being able to help others know about them. So that would be my petition, is just engage not only for the sake of Barnhart Cares, but for the good that it can do for yourself, your branch, and your community.
It'll fill your soul. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Judd, thank you again for having me. This has been a blast.
Hey guys, it's Judd Parker. We just put the wraps on our 7th Lift and Lead podcast. It was a great production with Anna Wilcox, who's the director of our CARES program here at Barnhart. So we've gone all over the map with people for this podcast over those 7 episodes. We've talked to our new CEO. We've talked to people in our talent recruiting department. We've talked to people in the field like David Clark. But now we want to hear from you. Tell us what you want to see next. We're here to serve you guys, and I want to know what you want to hear. And remember, focus when you lift and serve when you lead.